What is going on, my peeps? Your boy Vrsatile is back after hours, back to discuss just random things that come to my mind. I did not actually have much to actually jot down this episode because there's nothing really going on. All we've heard in the news is the Ronnie V is what I'll refer to it as, shutting down and or delaying everything. Movies like Wonder Woman, Black Widow, the list goes on and on, have been delayed recently. So before I get into any more of that, if you guys, this is the first time coming to this podcast, know that this is a visual and audio podcast. The audio version of this podcast is on most podcast platforms. So whenever you can't catch the visual, listen to the audio, you'll get the same information. Otherwise, if it's your first time to this channel as well, make sure you guys ignite that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. So that way you guys stay informed as to when I drop content. I got my Baja Blast Mountain Dew here. Because we're just gonna be chilling for a quick sec. It's probably gonna be one of my shortest episodes because there's literally not much to talk about. This Friday, today actually, the government out here trying to pass or did pass that stimulus package, which basically grants money to you and I if we make less than 99,000 as individuals, and we filed jointly since I'm married, and we both make less than 75,000. So we thankfully get a nice little check. Most people will get checks, whether it's $1,200, $2,400, or it starts dropping by like $100 or something like that, or it drops by $5 per $100 you make over 75,000, or per for individuals. And then I think married couples can't make over 150 or 198,000 or something like that before they get disqualified for making any money. But part of that money as well goes to small businesses to help them out, especially businesses that have been looking out for their employees, still trying to pay them or try to get them work. Gotta love that Baja Blast. Companies that have been trying to stick through, pay their employees, shout out to them for real. Unfortunately, my company does not pay us. Well, I'm a contractor, and I think even those who are full-time have to use their sick pay or sick leave, or their PTO to kind of cover if they can't work remotely. But most people I think at my job can work remotely. I just so happen to not have access to remote work. I might actually ask my boss about that, because I know we did have one contractor that did work remotely because he lived in a whole other state. But, I don't work remotely, so it's been affecting me a little bit. But thankfully, Dave Ramsey's budgeting system put money away in advance to kind of give yourself a little bit of breathing room, when events like this take place. Haven't hurt us too bad yet, but thankfully, the government's trying to help us out. They're trying to avoid a recession, so that's cool. At least it's temporary anyway. So that's one of the things that's been dominating headlines outside of Ronnie V, which is tallying America to have over, I think, have beaten China in terms of cases. Like we're over 81, 82, 83,000 cases in America now. That's pretty crazy. A lot of people aren't taking it serious. You have idiots out here who are calling themselves social media influencers, licking toilets and whatnot, out here acting a straight fool and catching the Ronnie V. You have people who just out and about coughing on people's stuff, coughing on meat in the stores. I know that one Amazon delivery man was caught coughing on packages. Like, we have idiots out here who have no respect for anybody, whether they're playing as if they have it and they don't, or they do have it. They just don't have no genuine care for another person for them to be doing that to other people. So that's just utter disrespectful. And if you can hit them with some law, with the law, putting them in jail or something like that, that'd be nice as well, because we don't need that out here, especially during this time where people are just really only try to leave to get something to eat. Like, unless they're doing something outside, not with people. Like, me and my wife went to shoot some basketball or something like that. Like, if you're doing like stuff like that, you're probably in the clear. But people try to only associate with other people right now amidst the social distancing, just to get some food, bread, water, toilet paper, milk. Those are like hard to find. people just want to get food, go back home and relax, and you have ignorant people out here just trying to break that up, and that makes no sense. It's sad. So you have a lot of that going on. Two things that have not been canceled yet so far, or delayed, I should say, not canceled but delayed, and that's because they released later in the year, holiday time, is the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. Both of those have confirmed they have not been delayed yet. So that's interesting. I know Ghost of Tsushima is supposed to be coming out in June, late June. So we'll see how things look by June to see if that game will still come out. I don't think games per se will be delayed if they're releasing, because people can still get their hands on them, whether it's digital or drive-by pickups at like your local GameStop or something like that. Unfortunately, GameStop is also having to kind of speed up their process of inevitably closing down because, I think they shot themselves in their own foot, on their own feet rather. You have too many stores. Like we got two stores 5 minutes apart in Rock Hill, and we're already kind of like a small town. So the fact that there's two GameStops within 5 minute radius of each other is crazy. Within a 2 mile radius is crazy, and it was 3 because they had one within the mall as well. So when you're trying to support so many stores, you're going to end up running into problems anyway. So they shut down like 250 stores or so last year, and they were planning on shutting 300 down this year, but it looks like that's going to speed up a lot faster because Ronnie V is out here shutting stuff down, and finally GameStop admitted defeat and has to close their doors. So they're having to close down stores as well, and it's unfortunate to see, but it also makes sense because they call it de-densifying. It just makes sense. It makes total sense for them to have shut down some of these stores because there's just too many. And then on top of that, Ronnie V's not helping them out because they can't gain any profit. They try to consider themselves essential, which in ways can make sense because there really isn't anything else to do other than watch movies and play video games since we're stuck in home. So from that standpoint, you can see them being essential, but they're not actually essential when it comes to a necessity of having to be open. We'll see what happens with GameStop along the way, but that's happening right now. It's just a lot of interesting things. Samsung sales are down. Samsung's Galaxy S20 series has sold, I think it was 60% of what the Galaxy S10 sold in this span of time last year. So they haven't even outsold or matched the S10 sales yet. And that's, I think, even smaller of a number than they projected, because they projected 32 million sales overall for the S20 to the 36 million they sold of the S10. So they already expected a decrease in shipments, but that's even lesser. Like when 32 divided by 36, right? When you do math, you divide each by 4, right? You get 8 over 9. No, is that 8 over 9? Yeah. Yeah. It's 8 over 9. So that's like 87%. So if they were at that 87% mark for the S20 to S10 sales during this span of time, they probably wouldn't have said anything because it's right on par with what they were looking at. They're only expecting, again, for those who kind of missed what I just said, overall, Samsung's only expecting to sell 87% of what they sold of the S10 overall. And they're down to, and they haven't even, they're barely sold 60% of what the S10 has sold just in this time period alone. And 50% of those sales goes towards the Ultra. So the Ultra is literally the best selling phone out of the S20 series, and that's the one that costs the most expensive. The $1,400 phone is the best selling phone, and it's because of that camera marketing. Can't blame them, but it's unfortunate, again, because the best priced phone is the S20. The S20 Plus and the S20 Ultra are overpriced. Not by a lot, but nonetheless overpriced. Like the S20 Plus is $100 overpriced, or you can even argue $50 overpriced, and the S20 Ultra is about $150 overpriced. Like no phone should be over $1,250, $1,300 at max, but not over $1,250 right now. And yet the $1,400 phone is the best selling phone right now, which is crazy. The Huawei P40 released the P40 Pro, I think, or P40. It looks very nice. I saw Marquez's video. I like that shine, that sheen, gray, silver, metallic color they have. That looks really nice. But again, no Google Play services. And the US is trying to shut down Huawei from getting their own Kirin chips. That is mind-boggling to me. I didn't even know like you could have such power to shut someone else down from getting what they already own, basically. So that's interesting. That's out there in the news. Rumors are spilling that some movies will hit some platforms like Netflix. I know an Issa Rae movie is supposed to hit Netflix in the event that, since movie theaters are closed, some movies are hitting Netflix. Some movies are just coming out early, like Invisible Man, Emma, and some other movie. You can buy those or rent those through like Amazon Prime or something like that. Black Widow, we're all hoping hits Disney Plus early. That'd be cool. That'd be a nice treat for us. But since they're using that movie to start off Phase 4, it's unlikely. But again, given the situation, Disney might surprise us. You never know. Disney surprised everybody by throwing Frozen 2 out there early. Bad Boys for Life, likewise, is another movie that's getting early released. I think somewhere around March 30th. So a lot of movies are just coming out way early in advance. Onward, I think that's what that movie's called, that Disney movie, is hitting Disney Plus April 3rd. I guess that wasn't going to probably do that great in the movies anyway, so they're like, just put it on Disney Plus. And it's a very Disney Plus-like movie. So that's getting released early. So a lot of movies are getting released early. For companies to make their money back, they have to charge like between, I think maybe we talked about this last week, but companies have to basically, these streaming, if they go the route of streaming their releases, they'd have to charge between like $25 and $40 to get their money back, which it makes sense because, typically you go with two people, both spend $12.50 to $15 on the movie ticket. If you go to a more expensive movie theater with great sound, you're spending like $20, $25 for the ticket. So some of that makes sense. And you're not immediately opposed to it, but it is interesting nonetheless to see what movies decide to come out. And hopefully you can buy them and not just rent them at that price, because that would make that even better. But again, now you're losing out, I guess, on sales on the back end of being able to sell these as well if you can already buy it day one. So it's also a nice little tussy that they have to figure out if they want to do that. But I'm definitely for being able to buy it on top of watching it that same time. Now, if you do have both options to rent and or buy, that's even better, because some movies don't want to buy. You just want to watch once. Some movies you actually want to buy. It is what it is. And then moving towards streaming or digital. So, inevitably they're going to have to start looking hard at dropping movies digitally, right there day one on a streaming service or something like that. So that's some of the stuff that I could think of just off the top of my head in terms of what's been going on. Google said that they're like donating like 800 million or 900 million to the Ronnie V, situation, which is nice. It's nice to see them put out money. I think Kylie Jenner said she's putting out like $1 million to help with Ronnie V. Ariana Grande was, has been secretly kind of helping her fans out with cash, who's been going through some situations. And, if you are an advocate of trying to help people, of course, Cash App is a great app to use. I guess PayPal, Venmo, apps that you could just easily transfer money to back and forth, and there's no fee. Apps like that really help and work out if you want to help other people and stuff like that. So that's the midst of what's going on right now. I mean, news should be kicking up soon about, well, I wouldn't say soon. I would say it's going to be kind of dry in terms of other information outside of stuff getting delayed or canceled for the next month or so. I don't know if I return to work on Monday. That's why I've been able to push out videos the way I have been on the channel. Every day I've been able to push out videos. I've been at home so I can brainstorm, video ideas and then shoot them, record them, edit them, and then upload them. So if I return to work Monday, we'll see what I can do this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, to kind of get a few more videos out to, chomp out for next week. But, if I do return to work, I think I actually will have to stop uploading daily, just because I won't have as much time unless I have video ideas that I just really want to shoot. So I will try to definitely upload more than 2 times a week, since I upload Monday and Saturday. I will try to upload more frequently as I have been. Yeah, I definitely appreciate you guys watching the content. I know a lot of it's been Samsung heavy, but I just have a lot of Samsung stuff. Samsung's giving us a lot to talk about. These Galaxy Buds Plus are nice, amazing. That red is just, it's uber stylish, you know what I'm saying? So they've given us quite a lot to talk about, discuss, break down, dissect, review, you know, all that good stuff. So I definitely appreciate you guys, you know, appreciate my perspective on tech and whatnot. And, you know, as soon as I get my hands on other stuff, of course, I bring it you guys' way. Accessories may chill out on this channel just for a little bit, at least as of right now, because the wife and I, of course, I told you guys before, got our 5-year anniversary trip we're planning. And then on top of that, Ronnie V's taking place. So right now, the mindset is just only spend money on stuff we need. So accessories taking a hit right now, but as soon as everything kind of clears up, we get some of the debt we want out the way, and we still got our money saved away for our 5-year, you guys will see a whole lot more accessories hit the channel, especially in regards to the Samsung products. But if it's late and the Tab S7 comes out, it might be stuff geared towards the Tab S7, but we will see. Hopefully the Tab S7 isn't too far away from what the Tab S6 is, because then the accessories can cross over to the Tab S7. That would be nice. Please, Samsung. But that's all I got for you guys today. And not too much else to talk about. Nothing else. Ronnie V has taken over. Ronnie V has taken over. So let me know what you guys think. Have you guys been affected in any way by the news, whether it's technologically, whether you caught Ronnie V or got sick inevitably like me and my wife did? You guys looking forward to anything that now you guys have to wait on? Let me know down in the comments below. I like to know. But your boy Vrsatile is signing out, and until the next video, we're officially closed.